My name is Chocolate Beauty. Thank you so much for attending today's show. I'm doing something a little bit different. I wanted to actually have you guys experience my Bigo one-on-one class that I teach on Bigo. So I'm going to live stream it on here. I'm going to have you ask me questions. I'm also going to allow you to actually hear what is being said on the actual show. It is a little bit early. It is a few minutes early before, probably, I'll say about 6 minutes before this show time. And the whole purpose of me doing this video like this on YouTube, and I'm sorry if the sound isn't at its best because I do not have any of my microphones put in, just because this was like last minute that I decided to do it this way. But I want you guys to get an experience on what it's like to actually be on Bigo, hearing from new broadcasters or even old broadcasters who is trying to find their way on Bigo. So I'm going to be doing an hour-long show. It will probably be over an hour and some change on this YouTube video, at least an hour and 10 minutes. But I just want you guys to hear some of the questions that you may even have. I mean, like there's some people who follow me here on YouTube that's also on my Bigo platform. So if you have any questions, you can always reference back this video. Of course, we're not going to be able to answer all your questions at this time. But if you do have them, make sure that you are asking me in the comment section. Let me see. Okay, so I made the chat visible. So what I'm going to do is you're going to see me looking over here. This is me talking to my Bigo people. You'll be able to hear them because the sound will be on full. It will be loud, so you'll be able to hear the questions that people have. And also you'll be able to ask me questions too, because I will be looking on here to make sure that I also answer your question. But I wanted to figure out a way how I can show you what I do on Bigo and at the same time do my job that I'm supposed to do on Bigo. So, and plus, this will be something that will be here for us to go back to, or you to go back to answer any of your Bigo questions. I mean, Bigo is one of those apps that has like a lot of things going on. And so you're never ever going to just get all your answers within an hour period. But if you do have questions, I have a class every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. PST. That is 4 p.m. EST. 1 p.m. PST, which is 4 p.m. EST if you're on the East Coast. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me at that time. I'm going to go ahead and start this live stream. I'm going to share it with all. Please share this live. Tap on your screen. It is your favorite girl, Chocolate Beauty 81. I am trying my best to come out on YouTube again because I really miss this platform and I really love being on here. But a lot of my attention has gone to this other platform that I'm on. So we're going to go ahead and start the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and please share this live. So we're going to get started. I'm going to let Bigo know what I'm doing as well, so there's no surprises. I'm going to go ahead and share this live. If you have any questions, if you're looking to find a way to make money and have opportunities to make extra income, please, you're more than welcome to actually message me on here, leave a comment underneath this video. Make sure that you are you follow me. I'm going to add the link because for some reason before I started this live, it wouldn't allow me to share the actual link. So I'm going to put the link on there after this live stream is done so you guys can go and follow me on Bigo. So we're going to go ahead and share this live over here and and get this thing going, because I know that there's so many people who are lost on Bigo. They kind of feel like they're not supported. So or they feel kind of lost. And you can have all the support, but if you don't understand Bigo, then you could find yourself having a hard time really grasping the whole concept. So I'm going to go ahead and share this live. You're going to hear other people's voices on the live because they're going to be asking questions to me. I'm going to be mentoring them during the hour. So please make sure, like I said, if you have any comments, please make sure that that you're asking me on YouTube. Okay, so let me share this to all. If you are in the queue, please come up into the live. We're about to start in 1 minute. We are about to start in 1 minute. Please come up into the queue and ask your questions. So, Halo, I'm waiting for Black Diamond. I'm waiting for a few other people who said that they wanted to come and ask me questions about Bigo. And I'm going to do an introduction so we can get this going and get this thing flowing. So just give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Chocolate Beauty. You guys know me as CB on this platform. Please make sure that you guys are sharing this live, tapping the screen. Make sure that you are playing the lottery. This is Bigo 101. I am here to answer your questions. If you're somebody who is new, somebody who's been here for a while but feel like you're stuck or in a rut, please come up into the queue and ask questions because I am here to help you. I've been the new person that didn't understand the app, didn't know what was going on. And I had a whole bunch of questions. So please make sure that you guys come up in the queue. Black Diamond, I see you. Hold on. Just so you guys, hi, Diamond. Just so you know that I am actually streaming from not only Bigo, but also on my YouTube channel. So please follow me on my YouTube channel, Chocolate Beauty 81. I wanted to have them experience my Bigo class, and they're also able to ask me questions about Bigo on my YouTube channel while I'm doing this live. So anyway, let's get into the nitty and the gritty of Bigo 101. Last week we spoke about the importance of networking. Okay, the importance of communicating with people, with making yourself known out there in these Bigo streets, or even anywhere that if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you should be somebody who is heavily networking because you know that even if you have like a solid team, you never know who you can lose. So consistently networking and finding new people who have similar things that you are interested in, and them also possibly helping you and giving you people that can actually expand your business or expand your knowledge is definitely something that that you should always be practicing. Networking is the answer for any type of business. Okay, nobody is going to know you if you just sit on your live and you don't speak to anybody, you don't go into anybody's rooms, you don't go into any panels. Now, we also spoke about the importance of knowing which rooms to go into. If you are a person who likes, doing gossip, like talking about trending topics, make sure that you stick to those rooms. If you're somebody who likes cooking, likes art, you create music, stick to those rooms. Do not go in rooms where the conversation that you're having on your platform is not similar, because what's going to happen is if you develop relationships with people in these other rooms and they have no type of interest in the things that you're talking about, you're going to lose your following. So make sure that you guys are paying attention to what kind of content that you want to do, and find people who, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same conversation. I use somebody who likes science and likes having a great conversation and deep thought and conversation. You might walk into the room and they might be talking about history. And it's not that science and history are two separate things, but it's definitely the same type of conversation where people go down and really think about what they're saying. So if you like a conversation of intellect, make sure that you go into those rooms and network so you can get a following and get support. So anyway, I'm going to allow my host to ask me questions since we covered last week's show. Halo, is there any questions that you have for me today? Oh, before that, the overview for this week, we're going to be talking about PKs, but it doesn't need to stay on the topic of PKs. We could talk about anything. You are the drivers of this car when it comes to asking questions. So go ahead, Halo. Hello, Black Diamond.
Okay, what is a PK? I've always wanted to know what does the PK stand for? What does the P stand for? What does the K stand for? And what is the purpose of a PK?
It's PK stands for personal knockout. So like your whole purpose is to knock out your competition. People came up with different terminology. What a PK is? PK is a personal knockout because you're trying to win that PK. And if you notice when you go on the PK, they have a line where it's like going back and forth, back and forth. It's like a tug of war. So like it's like a boxing match. So PKs are personal knockouts. Okay, so
And how does that benefit the person? So why would I want to do that?
okay, so PKs can benefit you in several ways. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, what else you was going to ask?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. So a PK is good for several things. PKs is a great way, number one, to actually network. If you're somebody who is shy, who don't necessarily want to go into people's rooms and to make that connection, because it's just like a little awkward for you for going into the room and start talking where you don't know anybody, a PK allows you to network in a different way to where Bigo actually puts you against another person, and for a whole 20 minutes, actually it's 23 minutes once you count down the cooldown, but for 23 minutes you actually have somebody to talk to. So Bigo creates a space where you and somebody else can have a conversation about the app. Sometimes they have specialty PKs where it might be a pet PK where if you have pets, you talk about your pets, you bring your pets on the screen, and you talk about it. They do have theme type of PKs, and that really pushes the narrative that they're trying to get people to provide content even during a personal knockout. Okay, no problem, Halo. Halo said that he has questions, but just give him a moment. So what you do for a PK is like you are having a conversation. High engagement is definitely something that is required. You need to be in front of the camera, and this is an opportunity for your supporters to come in and to actually support you. So the also added benefit to doing the PK is that they offer rewards if you win. Now, sometimes there is rewards for the loser, but it's not as big as the winner. So it really depends on what kind of PK that you are doing. Bigo has several out right now. They have a fall with decorations PK, Halloween falls and decorations PK, which is 90%. Winner takes 90, loser takes 0%. They also have a BYOB, which means that you could bring anybody that's in your family, that is in your agency, and you could just do a PK with them. It's not set to where you are required to Bigo won't set you up with a partner. So those ones are a little bit easier to actually do. And that's a 40% for the winner, 40% for the loser. The rewards of getting the PK is definitely something that is great, but that should not be your only drive. You should be thinking about, okay, how can I get this broadcaster to actually follow me, and have that broadcaster tell their people to follow me. The goal is not necessarily the broadcasters, it's the people that is in your audience. That's the focus that you need to pay attention to. You want to win over these people. You want them to follow you. You want them to come over and gift you. You want them to see what you're about. Sometimes it's not always about getting the gift immediately. With me, I like when people come in my room and sit and talk with me. So the whole purpose of a PK is networking, following the rules of the game if there's any, and also the rebate. So I tell new people all the time, so, sign up for the agency PK, sign up for friendly PKs, sign up for theme PKs, sign up for BYOBs, sign up for these PKs, even if you know that you're going to lose. When I first joined Bigo, I knew that I was going to lose a PK, but for me, it was more better for me to lose a PK, get to know somebody new, and also introduce myself to their audience so they could possibly come over and become a supporter of mine. So there's just definitely a few things that you can maximize off of just doing a PK. You need to pay attention to. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. But you need to pay attention to when you're supposed to do a PK. If you don't show up to the PK, Bigo will penalize you. So make sure that you sign up for the PKs. So I hope that answered your question about PKs, what it is, personal knockout, networking, and rebates. Halo? Okay, so if anybody, go ahead, Black Diamond.
So with these rebates, so what exactly is a rebate? I'm not sure if you said that. And then when do these rebate, like how do you get these rebates? So first of all, what is a rebate? How do you get it? And then when do you get it?
Okay, so a rebate is a extra reward that Bigo gives you for actually completing a PK. So whatever you drop on that particular PK, Bigo will give it to you in beans. They will give it to you separately from you being a broadcaster. So whatever you get in rebates on the PK, Bigo will send it to you separately, and they will send it to you in your email, let you know that it hit your wallet, that you completed the PK. So, say for instance, you do a PK and you hit 100K in that PK, right? 100K in beans. If it is a 40% PK, that means that you're going to get 40% of that 100K in rebates. You get the benefit of doing a PK is it's not only are you working towards getting a rebate, everything that you drop during that 20 minutes of you doing that PK, it goes towards your quota. So you're killing a few birds with one stone. You're working towards your quota, and you're also working towards getting a rebate. So it's quite significant if you do quite a bit of them. Now you need to pay attention to which kind of PKs do you want to do. Do you want to do a 40%? Do you want to do a 10%? Or do you feel safer to do BYOBs? But the rebates will actually go into your wallet. So whatever percentage is simple math. Okay. So whatever percentage it is, say for instance, it's a 40%. What you do is like you divide 100K times 0.40, and it will tell you the amount that you're actually going to get for that PK. So it's simple math, simple division. If you want to do the max out, there is a max out rate where you may have something that is at 100K. Say for instance, the max out is 100K. If you drop 100K during the PK, that is not the max out. The max out is 100K for that PK. But if it's a 90% or if it's an 80%, that means like if you have an 80% PK and it's 100K max out, you have to hit 125K to get that 100% max out. Because if you do 100K, you're only going to get 80% of that. But to match the number, you will have to go above the amount that is actually on the actual paper. So for 80%, for 100K max out is 125. Thank you. Make sure that you guys get the panel. Yes, gift me. Share this live. Tap on the screen. If anybody from YouTube has any questions, the questions is up. I will be able to see them. So if you have any questions about Bigo, please make sure that you're asking me. Also, you have the opportunity to ask me after after this live stream is done, and I will also provide you with the link so you can download the app. Okay, so let me go ahead and do another lottery. Is there another question that you have to ask for me, Diamond? If you have any questions, please come up into the queue. Come up. This is a time where you ask me any questions that you want to understand Bigo on a deeper level. I want to help you. I want to help you grow on Bigo. So come up into the queue. Halo, I'm going to take you down and you can come back up when you're available. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to work my magic on here. Hold on. Let me bring Halo down. Okay, so Black Diamond, do you have any other questions for me? Black Diamond is the only one that's right now asking me questions. So do you have anything else to ask?
So you talked about the PKs. You talked about the different type of PKs as far as like the difference between a family PK and an agency PK, and like what the benefit of them is. So which PK, if a new person is trying to do PKs, which type of PK do you think they should be doing? An agency PK? If so, why? Or a family PK? If so, why?
Okay, so I did not explain what the difference between agency PKs and family PKs are. So let me just quickly go over that. An agency PK is on the PKs that you are going to see in your Discord or your WhatsApp chat through your agency. Agency PKs and family PKs are completely different. Okay, so if you have any issues or you have any questions about a PK for agency, it is it's going to be handled through your agent. If you do a family PK, it is dealt through your family leader or the people that is assigned in leadership in your family. So when it comes to families and agency PKs, they're dealt by two separate entities. Even though you could be a family leader and an agency owner and a broadcaster, you still only can deal with whatever admins that you have access to. Okay. For new people, I tell them if you are somebody who is an assigned host, because the only way that you can do agency PKs is if you are assigned host, assigned Bigo host. Okay, which means that you did your audition, you passed your audition, and now you're doing hours and you're collecting beans in order to work towards your certain tier or your quota. So if you are new, I would suggest that that you sign up for agency PKs. Friendly PKs is definitely something that is good. Theme PKs is a little bit harder, but it's still something that I think that people should do. It is a great way to have a conversation with somebody. And the same rules apply to a family. The only way that you can participate in family PKs is if you're in a family. Now, the good thing about being a family, being in a family, it does not mean that you need to be assigned host to participate in the PKs, which doesn't make any sense, because why would you want to be in a family and not want to get paid by Bigo? It works out to your benefit, but I would want to be assigned host so I could be working towards my tier and also helping my family with doing combat points and all of that. But agency and family PKs are two separate entities. It will be handled by two separate groups of individuals, meaning your family leader, your agency leader, and their admins, or the leaders that they set for in the family. Those are the people that you're going to be talking to if you have any issues. But for new people, if you are still like trying to like learn the app, I will sign up for BYOB if you want to start doing family PKs. Now you have to be in a family, like I said. Usually Bigo offers a lot of benefits if you sign up as an agent, as a host. I'm sorry, sign up as a host, do a new Lifehouse challenge, and also join the family. There is bonuses that they give you for doing that within the first 30 days of you being a host. So you have 30 days in order to get the bonuses from Bigo, but you do not have to join the family. You do not. You can take your time with actually doing that, but there is definitely some things that Bigo will reward you for joining a family when you once you join the agency. Um, but BYOBs for new people that are safe because it's a guaranteed win. You as a broadcaster, say for instance, you're bring your own buddy. That's what BYOB means. Okay, so if you bring your own buddy, say for instance, the percentage is 40/20. Because you signed up for the BYOB, you're automatically going to get the higher percentage in that BYOB. It doesn't even matter if you lose the PK, you will still get the highest percentage of that PK. So a BYOB will definitely be something that is safer for new folks. And also friendly PKs, because friendlies only require like, a bare minimum a certain amount of beans. I don't know if I'm allowed to say how many beans, you're supposed to get, but it's the least amount of beans. And there also is like some events that literally is just participation. If you show up, it's called New Bigo. If you show up, you can get a certain amount of beans for just like talking to the person for 20 minutes. But for new people, I will say friendlies, themes, and BYOBs, because those are guaranteed. That's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Friendlies and BYOBs are actually just the guaranteed ones. Actually, uh, the theme PKs, you actually have to win those in order to get the higher percentage. So, um, do you have what else did you ask? I'm sorry.
No, I
um
think that was it. How often do Bigo how often does Bigo offer these PKs, and is there a limit on how many you can sign up for within the month? So how does that work?
Okay, so there is not a set amount of by. I thank you for coming by. I'm talking to the person on YouTube. So I will say that there is not a set amount of time in order to like how many times you can sign up for the month, but there is a limitations on how many PKs you can sign up for the day. So if you were to do a friendly, you can do one friendly and then you'll be able to replace two of them. You cannot be the like you cannot. Okay. You cannot do more than three friendly PKs in a day. You're only allowed one high rebate for when you're doing the high rebate. You can replace them, but there is a limitation on um, how much Bigo will allow you to actually do. That is something on their end. We don't know, but you're supposed to sign up for every day if possible to do a PK. I tell people, thank you so much. I tell people all the time that when it comes to, oh, I'm sorry, somebody's, oh, Halo's in the queue. I tell people all the time that I think that you definitely should sign up for a PK every day because it gives you an opportunity to actually talk to people and to come live and to do your hours. If you are somebody who's doing 30 hours a month, if you do one PK, if you go live 7 minutes before the PK starts, and then you do the PK and you do the warm down, the cool down, that's 30 minutes right off the top. So if you were to sign up for two PKs, you'll be able to knock out an hour if you do it that way. So PKs is a way for you to like learn to come on Bigo until you can figure out what kind of content you want to do. So it's not necessarily a set amount of times that you will get it on Bigo. It's the amount of how many times you try to do it in one day. And when you sign up, it tells you how many you can do for a day. Okay, Halo.
Alright, so I'm doing I'm doing an 80% PK. Is there like, all right, so for most PKs with a percentage for rebates, um, is there a limit on the amount of beans that can be sent in that PK? Even if it's like just a certain, like they say 3,700,000 PK points in order to get the rebate or whatnot. Is there a limitation on send, like if I wanted to send more?
Okay, so when it comes to you maxing out a PK, you can max it out. But as far as like what beans is dropped on you, and they can drop anything that they want to drop on you. Just know that Bigo stops at their max out amount. So like it will go towards your quota, but it won't go towards your towards your the amount that you actually are going to be getting from Bigo. Say for instance you do a 90% that is at 40,000. You max it out at 44.5k. If you drop 50,000, Bigo will only give you the 40, the max out rate of 44. Well, they'll give you the max out rate of 40k. Let me go back. Let me reverse. Because I'm assuming that I just assumed that you knew that the max out was 40k. So for a 90%, the max out is 90k. The max out amount to get in order to get that 40k is 44,500 beans. Once they throw that 44,500 beans and you win that PK, Bigo will give you a bonus of 40k in rewards in beans, right? If somebody drops you 56k during a 90% PK, Bigo is still only going to give you 40,000. But the good thing about it is if somebody drops extra on you during the time that you actually um, do the PK, you will get that towards your quota. So, it's actually wasteful to drop more than what you need to. But if somebody is really battling it out, then you got to do what you got to do in order to win that PK. If you got to drop 60K, then it is what it is. It's called personal knockout. So at the end of the day, if you got to throw more, it just is what it is at that time. But, it can be fun. It can be hard sometimes, but it also can be very fun if you have a competitive spirit. So for the 80%, if it's the max out is 35k and the total amount that you need is 37,000 and a half in order to get that max out to get that 35k. I'm not sure if that is the correct math. Then you don't need to drop over that. And if they do, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to add towards your tier. YouTube, you are more than welcome to ask me any questions. I know that there was somebody in here just a few minutes ago. Asking me questions and they weren't really asking me questions. But go ahead. Do you have any more questions, Halo?
Not at the moment.
Okay, so please, if you have any questions, come up into the queue. Come up into the queue. And ask me these questions. The thing about it is that there's always somebody who is too afraid to sometimes come up and ask a question. But the thing about it is with Bigo is that knowledge is the answer to you being successful on Bigo. You need to know these things. You need to understand what PKs are. You got to understand what percentages are. You got to understand what is in your wallet. You got to understand your spending habits, like when you're spending too much on the PK versus when you're not. I can use myself as an example. Hi, Juice World. Hi, Untamed. If you have any questions about Bigo, please come up into the queue. Please don't be mean. Drop some beans, okay? Drop some beans on us. So when I first came to Bigo and I started to do, I actually started out doing, what was it called? My God, the Impossible Star PKs. I was doing a whole bunch of them. I was doing about 8 of them. Just like doing 10K every single night. And one day somebody was like, listen, CB, you need to be doing 80% PKs. And at the time, Bigo had larger PKs where you did in families where the max out is 100K. And so I had to get 125K in order to max out that PK, which was fine because I was able to afford to be able to do 125K in one shot. So what I would do though is I will go to these PKs because it was just like so much. Thank you. It was like so intense because like people just was like, it was a very competitive thing. So what I would do to make sure that I win the PK, instead of just dropping 125K, I would drop 160K in order to make sure that I won the PK. But after a while, once I started to really grow, I really started to like make some moves and do some serious numbers. I started to see that me dropping 160K in 4 PKs, I actually was limiting myself because I could have taken those amounts, the extra money that I was dropping on those PKs, to do a 5th PK to get an additional rebate. So this is why it's so important that you understand Bigo math, you understand your wallet, and you understand what you're spending. I was an overspender. Something that I still have issues with. You have to understand that when it comes to these PKs, Bigo has changed since I've been here, and I've only been here for 16 months. The way that PKs are ran now is different. People have conversations now. They're a little bit more friendly. It wasn't dog eat dog world like when I first came on here. Like, if you ain't have the dragons, oh well, like you just didn't have the dragons in order to win. But we're in a place now where you can have conversations with people and save your money. The smartest people that I've seen on Bigo is the one that don't spend a dime over what the maximum rate is. Meaning, if they need to get 37,500 beans, they're not dropping 37,501 bean. They're throwing exactly the amount that they need in order to move on, because it adds up for a while. It adds up for a while. So you have to understand that when you're going into these PKs, that you cannot be wasteful. Communication is definitely the key. It's not always about winning. Don't be one of those people who come onto Bigo and say, I'm not going to do a PK because I don't want to lose a PK. I can't watch somebody whoop me. Listen, some of the biggest people that you will come across don't always win a PK. That's number one. Just because their numbers are high does not mean that they will actually they're going to win a PK. I've done you can look at my numbers and you can see that it's quite high. I've came across people who literally beat me to a pulp with 40K receives in a PK. So it's about going in for the whole purpose of networking. And even if you lose, use it as an opportunity to propel yourself. Get your name out there. And you know how many PKs I sat through and I lost, especially in the beginning of my Bigo career? I just sat there and I was just losing left and right, losing left and right, losing left and right. But I was gaining so many followers because people are like, oh, you're cool. You're easy to talk to. Right to network. My gifters from exactly. Like I've met a lot of people who supported me, even the hosts that support me, because I do have hosts who genuinely 100% support me organically, right? They found me in another PK. They didn't find me sitting on my live. When I first came on Bigo, I brought none of my followings over here. I just started from ground zero. I wanted to see how that can go. And plus, I wasn't sure if I was going to make it on Bigo, to be perfectly honest, but I did. And, and I'm glad that I did because, it's a lot of learning lessons that I actually have, learned, and I have actually grown. But, coming on Bigo and meeting these people, this is how I met multi-million gifters who are in the millions in beans. They come over, they're like, oh, I like you, like I'm gonna follow you. Then they come and watch the show, then they get to know me, then they have a conversation with me, they start liking the content, they like the engagement, and they start dropping on me. And they became followers of mine. You know, a lot of people make the mistake of not doing PKs because they don't want to be embarrassed, because they view PKs as a competition, which it technically is. But if you know that you're going to lose gracefully. Lose with everybody over on that side following you, including that broadcaster. You'll get more support organically from somebody who has been a host for a while and they have organic support, and they'll tell their gifters to come over and gift you. It happened to me last night. Like there was a PK that I had last night, and the person came into my live, asked me if they could have the PK. I was like, I don't plan on maxing out. You can go ahead and take the PK. I'm sitting there talking and I'm like, well, I need, a certain amount of beans in order for it to qualify for combat points, especially with you dropping maces. She sent those people right over and gifted me. And all of these people that gifted me last night, all of them followed me. You're not going to get that. A lot of people come on this app and make the mistake of believing that just sitting on their live and just talking to the folks is all they need. Yes, 100% you do need to go live as a Bigo broadcaster, because nobody's going to know who you are if you are not live. But it's also the same with you not going into other people's lives, or you not trying to network, or you trying to get to build your relationships and grow. Like, how do you expect people to know you if you never leave your room? So it's about managing your time. If you're somebody who, like, say for instance, you're on live for 3 hours, take the 2 hours to be on your solo live, and then use the last hour going into other people's rooms to see and see if you like the conversation. Start talking to the people in the comments. Do your part. Being a Bigo broadcaster is like being a live streamer on every platform. There's no way that you're going to make it without making without going out and doing what you need to do. Look at PKs as a way to market yourself. Build alliances. That's how you build alliances. Trust me. You meet you meet people who are at their wits' end with people that's been on this app for a very long time, and they want to build alliances, but they can't find anybody who is like really good at keeping the alliances or showing up when they were supposed to show up and be present. So you never ever come on this app believing that your alliances is aligned and that you don't need anybody else to grow. You will always need somebody to grow. Your gifters today could be not your gifters tomorrow. Your support this month won't be the same support in the next 3 months. You should always be in the constant state of growing every single time, because as you grow, people fall off. And you don't want to be stagnant and like, oh, I'm working with the same people. You got the same 5 gifters and you're just dragging them along. They get exhausted. Give them a break. Branch out. Reach out to other people. To all my YouTube people, please make sure that you download the app. Is going to be in my description box. Make sure that you guys are downloading it, as we're having this conversation about, understanding Bigo. It takes a lot of work in order to be successful. I have never seen the person come on Bigo and just sit on their live and get paid or blow up. And if you do, it's less than 1%. And most of the time, those people brought other people from different platforms in order to actually do well on here. Support is definitely something that you have to consistently look for. Please make sure that you guys are gifting me. Give me and Halo, please. If you have any questions, please come up. Today we're talking about PKs. Thank you, Halo. today we're talking about PKs and why it's so important to actually do them, and the importance of building up your own network. You got to start looking at Bigo as a business. A lot of people say, oh, this is, I don't take this app serious. There is serious money to be made on this app. And one of the ways that you can make money is through PKs. Also, you want to make sure that you're doing content, which we'll be covering another day. But if you pay attention to how the way that people are moving on Bigo, or you see how the way that Bigo is moving, a lot of these PKs are turning into events. They're giving them names so you can have a theme to talk about. You must pay attention to the rules. There's certain things that Bigo requires from you when you're live streaming. They expect engagement. They expect you following the guidelines, following the rules, making sure that you're greeting people. All that stuff matters. It really does. It matters on Bigo. And I remember there was at one time I was doing about 7 PKs a day, just getting through my hours, and also just like knocking out my networking time, because I'm not one of those people who don't like doing the lining, like the random lives, like lining. I don't like doing that. So PKs is what works for me, and also going into people's lives. But Halo or anybody, if you have any questions in the comments, please, you're more than welcome to ask them. Also, make sure that you guys come up into the queue and talk to me. What you're going to find on Bigo is that if you are somebody who comes in blind and you thinking that you understand Bigo and that you're going to make it and that you're going to do something, you're going to fall flat on your face. And if you're not careful, you will end up broke.
That is true.
You will end up not having anything at the end of the day. So you have to make sure that you're doing the right thing by your numbers and what you can do. Do not sign up for PKs that you can't afford to do. Like if you know that, say for instance, you are a 40K tier host and you sign up for a 90% PK, don't get frustrated if you lose them. You're not going to lose all of them. There's going to be some people who are not going to even have the dragons, but understand that that there will be people who are just like, if you're not doing the max out amount, like, I'm going to take this PK. And that's something too. You have to know when somebody reaches out to you and say, hey, do you plan on maxing out this PK? Please understand what a max out is. A max out is a total amount of beans it will take in order to get the full rebate. So if your max out is 44,500 and you drop 40,000 and you then told the person that you were going to max out, you technically did not max out. So what is happening a lot lately is that people say, oh, I'm going to max it out and then do 38K. And that person is like, well, that's not the max out. I'm going to and they go and snipe the PK, and you're upset because you guys had a conversation about you winning the PK. There is a difference in between maxing out the PK and winning the PK. Somebody can say to you, oh yeah, you can go ahead and max out the PK. That doesn't mean that you're going to win the PK. Understand the language that you're using when you're having conversations with people. Ask them, are you winning this PK? Can I win this PK? Because I'm the type of person too. Like if you ask me, can I take this PK? I'm like, are you maxing it out? And if they say no, I'm not maxing it out, I'm like, well, I'm not giving you the PK if I have the max out. Why would I give you the PK? That's just my logic. And that's a lot of people's logic. But I don't like having people waste their money. And because it's a few $100s at the end of the day that you're spending. Actually more than that. You're spending quite a few dollars for these PKs. So I try to be fair in that aspect. Halo, do you have any questions?
Okay, I have one question. Any suggestions on combating a situation like my content not grabbing attention? Because I've been doing it for a while, and then it got the interaction just kind of went low. I know it doesn't have anything to do with PKs, but this is chit chat with Coco.
Okay, so like I said, you guys can ask me any questions that you want. You guys are the controllers of this room. It doesn't matter what the question is, I will answer them. So, pertaining to content, when it comes to you as you being on Bigo for a while, and you may feel like there is definitely not no room for you to actually grow, you're not being seen. My question is that are you doing everything to maximize your opportunity on Bigo? Because at one point, Bigo had a family channel. Bigo had the CAP program, the Content Accelerator program. Bigo also had the family channel going on, right? So if you were somebody who was a person that's in Bitcoin, so you can actually do your live for the Bitcoin. If there was any events that Bigo was throwing for rewards for a finance event, you should have signed up your show for that finance event and promoted yourself that way, because Bigo brings certain people to your room for that hour. That's what they're supposed to do. And also, when you sign up for the CPA program, you know what? I didn't even boost this room at all this whole time. Anyway, there's different things that they'll offer you. Like they'll give you boosts in your room. They give you an opportunity to get more scenes for your stuff to be shared on different platforms. The CAP program is definitely something that a lot of people don't maximize on, and I don't get it. Because they also they said I need a flyer for it because the invite to me to accelerate the program. Yes, you do need a flyer for the accelerated program. There is the accelerated program for people who are not in the family, and the accelerated for the ones that's in the family. The one that offers the highest amount of rewards is the one that you are with agency and with family. You must create a flyer for it, and it has to be searchable through Google, or it has to be a link to where they can actually see it, because they will promote your show. They have promoted me, right? So creating a flyer is a must. Like if once you come up with the name, once you come up with the name, you should be talking to somebody about creating a flyer on what it's supposed to look like. And so you could promote it yourself, because Bigo is going to ask you for it. So that is true. You need in order to do the content accelerator program, you do need a flyer. You do. Because some of the rewards is Bigo promoting your content on their IG, on their Twitter, on their is actual platform. So or in their stories. So there's so many different ways that they can actually promote you. And if you're not maximizing all the opportunities that Bigo gives to you, you're not going to get them. Okay. And also too, like if you sign up for a show, if you're scheduled to go on at 4 p.m. PST, Tuesdays and Thursdays, make sure that you sign on at 3:59 PST. Okay, be on time for your shows. Make sure that you do them, because if you miss one, even if you were to send a message, Bigo counts that against you and they will take you out of the program. The good thing, even if you were to get dropped from the program, you can always reapply and go for it again. So it's never one of those things where once you're taken out of the accelerated program, that is like a permanent thing. It is not. So make sure that you're signing up for these extra additional rewards, because once you do them, Bigo gives you an opportunity. You have three levels. You have the Bronx level, which they give you an opportunity. I believe that you have to meet like 60% of their algorithm thing. Like they'll give you that the bronze, in which you could pick one of the things, one of the benefits, which can be featured on IG, pushed through the messenger. I don't know if you guys been on here long enough to actually see when they send you a message about a show or about an event that's going on. That is an option for you. Also, if you want to be shared on their IG, that we want to be shown on, offer different live houses. Like there's different opportunities that you can have. And also, if you want real exposure, start signing up for these live houses. When you go and do these things for these live houses, make sure that you're always plugging in your show. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please make sure that you guys are gifted the panel. Share this live, please. You want to make sure that you're always promoting yourself in some form of fashion. Continuously post. One of the things that I found out recently is that thank you, Pen with poetry, is that Bigo wants you to post to the bar as much as possible. Hey, Rosie, I'll bring you up. Bigo wants you to post to the bar as much as possible. There's no such thing as overflooding your content on Bigo. Bigo wants you to push your own show. Use your own platform to actually propel yourself. Sign up for these programs. Do these live houses and take advantages of the things that Bigo gives you. Like I said, it's bronze, silver, and gold. Rosie, you have a question? Thank you.
No, I just love this show. I'm just here listening.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please come up and ask the questions.
Oh wait, I can ask a question.
Sure.
My question is, what does it mean in a community, a featured post and a pinned post?
Oh, a featured post and a what?
And it says pin. It says pin. PIN.
Oh, okay. So a future post is something that you can actually write and set a date and time for Bigo to post it. So it's kind of like how other platforms, they may have a feature where you can set up for a live stream and post it, and it'll be there for people to actually see it. So like you can set a date and a time for that future post. So say for instance you want to make an announcement, a special announcement to your community on the 5th.
I don't mean future. I don't mean future like FUTURE. I mean like FEAT.
FEAT.
Oh, featured.
Oh, featured.
Featured.
Oh, featured.
It's my accent. Sorry.
Okay, so when you have a feature, is the first thing that comes up when your community comes up. You ever type in somebody's name? It's like the same thing as a pin, because a pin, it will be something that will be, as soon as somebody opens up your community, it will be the first post that they actually see. But when it's being featured on the bar, they'll use that feature. They'll use whatever that you pick from your community.
Oh, okay. I got it now. Thank you.
Okay, because I thought that they have a future thing on here. That's what I thought you were talking about. Like they do have it on here, but it's not. It's they have it, but the feature is what like will come up when you're posting something on the bar, if they're featuring you. Like if you're doing the communities, like it will show. Thank you, Rosie. It will show that on the bar. A pin is when it goes directly up on the top of your page as soon as somebody opens up your community.
Okay, got it.
Is there any more questions that you guys have about Bigo? Anyway, we're going to go back to the creating of the content. There's definitely some things that you need to do. Bigo is not one of those places where you're like, oh, I have a show and I'm just going to go live and that's it. No, you're going to have to put in work. Marketing is definitely something that you must do. And Bigo is actually forcing you to market yourself by having you create a flyer. Because like once your show does well and people start to pay attention to what's going on to your platform and what you're going to say, Bigo is going to reach out to you. And the first thing that they're going to ask you is, do you have a flyer for your show? Do you have a video for your show? Do you have something that we can actually promote you on here? And as a matter of fact, one of the benefits of doing the CAP program is them creating graphics for you for being a content creator. That's one of the benefits that you can get. There's so many different things that you can actually get. But as far as like pushing yourself and promoting yourself, you must promote yourself the best way that you can. Thank you. You promote yourself by doing the live houses, by doing these PKs, by doing the set shows, by doing these events that is associated with your content. Isn't it smart? If you already have a show at 3 p.m. PST and they have an event where you can sign up for 3 p.m. PST and it's the same exact thing as your own personal content, to actually do it that way. I mean, Bigo has cut down on the events that they're doing, but that is definitely a way for you to plug in yourself. And also too, if you're somebody who has a lot of views, you get a lot of support, you get you get gifted, you got over 1,000 people. If your content reached 90% on like doing 90% of your content is being seen all over Bigo, they'll put you on the replay channel, which automatically gets you more support, more gifters, and all of that stuff. So there's different ways that you can work for exposure. Nothing comes easy or free on Bigo. You actually have to put in the work. You actually have to be dedicated. You actually have to put in the time. And even if you are a person that is like, listen, I only can go live at this time, make sure that whatever time that you go live, that you stick to it. Because the one thing that I know about Bigo and the people that support these broadcasters on Bigo, one of the things that they actually despise is an inconsistent broadcaster. They don't like them. You'll lose your following. You can have the best show on the planet. If you're inconsistent, they're not going to show up. And even for the people who, you see them with massive numbers and you're seeing them like, have 1,000 people, 2,000 people in their room. They have Discords and WhatsApp. They have chats to actually talk to the people that support them, to let them know, hey, I'm about to go live. You set up your fan group, like create a space to where your people know what you're doing. So there's so many different things that you can actually do to make it work for you on Bigo, but it takes effort. It takes effort. Everybody that I know that is popular on Bigo has a Discord. If they don't have a Discord, they have a WhatsApp. If they don't have a WhatsApp, they have a Telegram. If they don't have a Telegram, they have a Facebook group. If they don't have a Facebook group, they have a YouTube channel to where like they do private lives and bring their people in and tell them to go to Bigo. There's so many different things that you can do in order to build yourself up on Bigo. It's not an easy task. You're talking to somebody who at one point only has 65 viewers in their room. And I kept going and I kept going and I kept going, and Bigo noticed me with my small amount of followers in my room. You want to know why they start following me and start paying attention to me? Because I was consistent. I was consistent by going live. I was consistent with providing content. So consistency is the answer. So many people on Bigo are making it. Not because they have the most best following. It's because they're consistent themselves. Bigo appreciates people who can show that they will show up on time and actually do what they said they're going to do. It takes a little while for them to see you, but they will see you. Right? Thank you, Faculita. I know I'm saying your name wrong. Trust my hand, not my heart, boo. I know I'm saying your name wrong. um, but thank you to everybody that came out to this live broadcast. And thank you so much for asking me questions. You know, I'm here to help you. I'm here to assist you. You know, Bigo is not a place where you could do it alone. There's no such thing as doing it alone on Bigo. You need some type of alliance. You need some type of a support. You need some type. You need your followers from a different platform to follow you over here to actually get you to where you need to get to. So get out of your shell. Try to reach out, do PKs if you're not comfortable with going to people's lives, and make it work. The best way to actually get over the fear of like talking to people on Bigo is by going live. Go live, be consistent. Make sure that you do PKs. Make sure that you show up when you're supposed to. If you have a show scheduled and you put it through the content accelerator program, that you actually do it. The rewards definitely outbeats your inconsistency. Okay, so thank you. Still working on that. I'm always nervous trying to do poetry, so I just play games. You know, I know a few poetry people on Bigo. I know quite a few. And you know, it's a struggle for them, but they go live. The only way that you can get comfortable, and even if you're uncomfortable, there is comfortability in going live consistently. There's some people who tell me all the time, like, CB, I hate going live. Like, it makes I have anxiety and it gives me headaches. I'm like, but do you still press that live button? Because you're still here. Not everybody is made out for Bigo, but if you're here and you're going live and you're trying to make something for yourself, you need to push past that. Because it's a waste of time to be on Bigo and to be fighting yourself at the same time. So just push past it, do it, and it gets better. It gets easier each time. I won't say that Bigo is easy. It gets easier to go live, or easier to actually work a little bit harder towards getting towards something when it pertains to you going live. So anyway, thank you so much, everybody that came out. Thank you to my YouTube family. Make sure that you guys download the app. I will be putting the information down in the description box. I'm going to end this live on Bigo, and I'm going to talk to my YouTube family. Thank you so much, Halo. Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Black Diamond, for coming up and asking questions. Y'all, I need you guys to come up and to talk to me. This is for y'all. This is to help you guys. This is to help you. Okay? I want you to win. I want everybody who comes across me, who comes for my help, who sits in my live, who comes to my box. If you need help, I want to help you get to where you need to go. Because I know what it feels like to be blind. Okay? So anyway, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. I will see you guys later. I have a PK at 7:30. All right. Bye, everybody. All right, YouTube. Thank you so much for sitting with me during this hour-long stream. I wanted you guys to see how the Bigo class goes. This one was a little bit rough around the edges. It's kind of like pulling teeth, asking people questions. But it's okay because it's Bigo. It's like, you know, some people get comfortable. Some people get uncomfortable. It is okay. I believe that if you put your mind to it, you could definitely make it on Bigo. It is a place where you could definitely make money. You could definitely expand your content if you're somebody who's a content creator and you just want to focus on that. It is a great opportunity for you. So please make sure that you sign up to Bigo. Make sure that you follow me, support me. I appreciate you guys for staying with me and talking with me. I will see you guys on the other side. I promise that, you know, it will be better equipment and all this other stuff once I do this live again. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.